All right, Miss Kim, pop star, icon, diva. I love, okay, wait, your question is, how do you see your role in the LGBTQ plus community? Thinking of all the people that follow you and look up to you, what's one thing you want to be known for?
Bops.
Bops.
I really want to be known for bops.
That's all I want to be known for.
I love making songs. It's my number one passion in life. My favorite thing about what I do is just like people forgetting about their problems when they listen to my music.
Oh, yeah.
Before transitioning, were there any YouTube creators that helped you share your journey online?
I've always been obsessed with YouTube. Like,
Same.
I definitely was on YouTube way too early. I feel like I was just a little too like green and innocent to be like going as in as I was with all the questions that I had. What about you? Did you watch like a lot of YouTube?
I did watch a lot of YouTube, but I feel like that was already like a little after I already like started transitioning. It was really like TV and
You started
stuff.
young.
Yeah, I was like 12.
I cannot relate. I wish. Prior to listening to your music, like I didn't know like that's what like was like one of your first like fame moments was like the fact that you were so young.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just always like, yo, I'm a girl, mom and dad. Like I was like really confident about that. Like I think since I was like a kid. To me, it was never as crazy as like people
Thought it was?
You know, do you feel the same way?
No, I agree. I thought it was like, I was going through the motions. I was like, you guys, like, I'm fine. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, my parents, I was like, don't worry about me. I'm gonna do it on my own. Like,
my parents were just super supportive. So my mom had a dance studio. She's a dance teacher. Wow. And she had, prior to that, had like a couple like people she danced with that were trans.
Oh my God, that helps.
She like knew about being trans, and she started talking to family friends about it, and they were like, yeah, the earlier the better.
I mean, that's what kind of I had to wrap my head around with my parents, because I feel like, you know, their biggest actual concern was like not even like me being trans. It was more so of like my safety. Like they were so scared of like people saying stuff or like doing stuff. We see like so much awful stuff happening in the media like around the world to like young trans youth. So I think when they finally realized that, you know, me as a person is not changing. If anything, I'm becoming more of who I am. Yeah. And they're not like technically like losing a child, because I feel like that's how like they kind of looked at it for a second. Yeah. And then I feel like everything like really pieced together, but it's a transition for everybody like around you. You know, it's not like gonna happen overnight.
Yeah, I mean, I think school is like the hardest part if you're transitioning young or if you're transgender. And I think school is like a big reason why a lot of people don't transition young, because like they're scared of other people reacting to that.
During your transition, did you ever worry that you weren't ready or had to prove that you were girl enough to be trans?
Yeah, I felt like that all the time. I felt like I really had to be like extremely girly to make like people like
see you as a woman.
Yeah, to see me as a girl and to believe I'm actually trans. So that kind of sucked as a kid. Just because like I'm trans doesn't mean I have to be like the girliest person on the planet, you know?
Absolutely.
So I was definitely like felt pressure to overdo everything, and it kind of felt a little bit like an act, just like being to everyone like, I'm a girl, I really need to prove this.
No, I felt that too.
I think that's like the beginning of being trans. Then after a while you become more comfortable and you're just like, you know, you're like, either you accept me as a girl or you don't. My advice for younger kids that are going through the same thing would just be to like hold on. It's normal to feel that way and to feel really confused and to worry and to go through all the emotions, you know?
But I think like when I finally just came to the conclusion of like, okay, if I accept myself and like this is who I am and I'm like dead strong and like, you know, that's just me, then, you know, no one else is gonna be in my life and try to say anything else, you know? And if they do try to say anything else, then, you know, them, like they don't need to be in my life.
I just think a lot of people just like get it wrong. They're just like, oh, you just wanna get like comments or people saying you're hot, or, you know, like all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, it's really about yourself and you're matching your outside to your inside.
Okay, Miss Kim, who was some of your pop inspirations while going through all this?
Always Madonna.
Really?
Madonna is my like absolute favorite of all time. I think like nobody did it quite like her. I think she's just like incredible, and like the shit she did for like the LGBTQ community.
Crazy.
Like I love Lana Del Rey, like a
course.
little like sad girl moment.
Yeah.
Obsessed. Lady Gaga, when
Of
she came out,
course.
was huge for me. I feel like she was the first person to like ever mention transgender in like a
song in
number
general,
one
yeah.
song.
Also, what's been inspiring these like new songs?
I got my heart like crushed, like cheated on, which sucks.
I can relate.
No. So that was my initial inspiration for writing these new songs, like Broken, All I Do Is Cry, and there's like kind of that sad little trilogy.
Yeah.
But then that kind of also led to me like going out. And so then I wrote like Got My Number, and then I wrote Do Me and Sweet Spot. Like there's gonna be more songs dropping.
Okay.
But it's leading up to something, but who knows? It's a surprise. All right, so do you feel like it was hard breaking into the beauty community as a transgender woman?
I would say yes, because I initially started it without really telling anyone, because I just didn't feel comfortable and I wasn't there in that place in my journey to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about makeup and my transformation and everything. And so a lot of people just thought like, yo, this chick is like crazy. Like
Yeah.
She starts out like looking like a troll, and then all of a sudden she ends up looking like this. Like, damn, like I need to know whatever she's doing because I clearly need it in my life. But then it was actually kind of like the beauty community pushed me to be honest, because before I truly didn't tell anybody. And it was always a question, you know, people were commenting about it. Finally, I kind of just opened up about it, and instead of just focusing so much on beauty, I started focusing on my actual journey as a trans woman. And
Yeah, which is amazing.
thank you. From beginning to end, or not even end, but like continuing, it's like it's such a crazy process. Do you personally see yourself as a gay pop icon?
Yeah, I'm hella gay. I feel like I have like a gay man in me. I love all my like gay fans, like they're my family. I really feel like they've like given me so much. I feel
It's
like
like your
before,
community.
Totally. I feel like before I met them, I was really insecure and like didn't really like myself, and I thought nobody would listen to me. That's kind of why I was a songwriter first.
There's so many of your songs that if you just literally play in the club, like the just go the off. You are literally a gay icon.
Yeah, I'm gay as hell, so there's your answer. Let's talk about Dragun Beauty.
Yes.
Who is it for? How did your own journey shape the idea of Dragun Beauty?
Damn, these are such good questions. So Dragun Beauty was actually like this crazy idea that I had. I, at the time, was being approached by like a lot of makeup brands to start and collab and do like eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks. I mean, we've seen like every influencer under the sun, no shade, you know, do collabs with great makeup brands. And a lot of them were asking me to do it. And I was like, you know what, like nothing is gonna be so me unless I do it myself. So I had the opportunity and the ability to create this dragon egg, which by the way, hold on.
You got one?
This is actually your dragon egg, bitch.
Oh, yes.
This is your
Oh my
dragon
God,
egg.
thank you so
She
much.
was too busy on tour, so I couldn't personally deliver it in the Lambo. But that's your dragon egg. Oh my God. Yeah, so the whole idea behind it is transformation. So I basically wanted to create a dragon egg that I wish I could have given to myself like 3 years ago when I started my transition. So inside is like my color corrector, which for me, I have like really bad 5 o'clock shadow around the mouth and like really bad under eye dark circles and just really gross things. And then obviously I made these transformation face powders, which the idea behind that was I wanted to just look like Facetune in real life, because definitely I do not look the same without makeup like I do with makeup, but
Same.
what I do look like with makeup, you can achieve. It's wild to think that this is the first trans-owned beauty brand.
Yeah,
for,
it's insane.
how was it kind of coming up in the pop world as a trans artist?
There were some people in meetings who were like, I can't work with you because I'm going to hell if I do. Like that literally happened here in LA, like at a really major big record label. In the beginning, it was like a lot of people being like, oh, you're using your journey to become a singer, which is like super far from true, because like I put out like my first song like not even me on the cover, like just like the neon head, without me ever mentioning being transgender. I kind of wasn't talking about it that much because I didn't want it to overshadow like my music. Yeah, totally.
Music.
And then people started saying, oh, she doesn't support the trans community. And you know, it's just like,
you can never win.
Especially since like it did come with challenges and people were like, oh, stay a songwriter for other people because like nobody wants to listen to a trans girl, you know, like so balancing that was really hard, especially since I love the trans community and I like always want to inspire and I always want to lift people up.
Of course. What impact do you think internet culture is having on the LGBTQ plus community?
It sounds so like crazy to talk about how it was before the internet because like everybody's connected. I think the LGBTQ community especially because if you're a little like country bumpkin like me, just like middle of nowhere, like you can like go on Twitter and friggin' like find people who are just like you and have the same interests and stand the same pop girls. I don't think without the internet I could be an independent artist.
Wow.
I don't, you know, I think I'd be like an artist that's shelved at a major record label, not able to put out anything. Have you run into any obstacles being LGBTQ plus on YouTube?
Absolutely. I think for a while I struggled with the idea of like, you know, I want to be so much more than just a trans person. Obviously, I am a trans person, I am a trans woman, but at the same time, I am just a woman in general.
Yeah,
and I think that I want to be just viewed as that.
I think just like that balance in general is so hard.
It's really hard.
Of wanting to represent for trans girls, but at the same time, not just wanting to be that.
That's just your overall thing.
Yeah, because like, gender and sexuality just doesn't define a person.
Sometimes people are like, how do you open a door as a trans person? I'm like, I don't know, I just like open the door. Like, how do you go to the bathroom? I'm like, I don't know, I just go to, you know.
Yeah,
like it becomes, I think when, you know, the outside forces like come into it, they just become so zero focused on the idea of like, you know, the surgeries of like, you know, our dating life and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, well, what about, you know, the different projects I'm working on? What about me being a CEO? What about me, you know, having a cosmetics line?
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're really out here doing
doing it.
That.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video with my girl over here, Miss Kim Petras.
Thank you guys so much.
We hope that you guys share your authentic stories, your journeys, your life, your fantasies, everything else in between. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Yeah.
Oh.
Woo!
That. Love you. Bye.